Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 6th and 7th of April 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss very important and most important current affair. So watch video till last, but I am requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe our channel if you are new on this platform. But guys, you can download our application, and application named is Careers Cloud. It is very useful for your exams and you can download with very simple method. We put a downloading link in the description box. You can download from that link. After downloading, this first window will appear and you can log in with your email ID. After login, this second window will appear and you have to click on this crack current affairs section. After clicking on, you can subscribe for 1 year as well as for 2 years. It means you can subscribe for 12 months as well as for 24 months. Both the prices are very much low, but what we are providing under this subscription, first of all, we are providing daily current affairs. In the daily current affairs section, we are providing three types of the current affairs. One is related to the detailed current affair of particular day. Next is the question and answer format of the current affair of particular day. Next is the quiz section. You can attempt from our application and you can test that how much current affair you can remember. Next is the weekly section, and in the weekly section we are again providing the three sections for particular week. Like first is the detailed current affair of particular week. Next is the question and answer format of the particular week current affairs, and next is the quiz section. It means you can attempt this quiz on our application, and this is very useful because you can test that how much current affair you can retain for a long time period. Next is the monthly section, and it is the most important section because we are providing various type of the PDFs. Like we are providing study PDF. It means detailed current affair of particular month will be provided under this PDF. To revise this current affair, we are also providing the question and answer PDF. It means the detailed current affair will be converted in the form of question and answer so that you can revise these current affair very easily. Next, we are providing the best 100 current affair. It means the top 100 current affairs, and it is also provided in the question and answer format so that you can revise again and again. Next is the pocket PDF. As the name suggests, it is very useful before your exam because you can revise these current affairs very quickly before your exam. So guys, this is daily, weekly and the monthly section, but we are also providing smart PDFs. Smart PDF stands for the topic wise PDF. We are providing 20 type of the topic wise PDF. Like some exams need to revise only appointments and the sports. Some exams need to revise national affairs and the international affairs. So if your one section is weak, then you can revise all the current affair of particular section from these PDFs, like apps and web portals, important days, books and authors, national affairs, international affairs. So all these 20 type of the PDFs are provided under this section. We are also providing the banking awareness section, especially for those aspirants who are preparing for the banking exam. Like you can see here, two type of the sections we are providing. One is the question and answer format of the current affairs related to banking and economy, and it will be provided in the PDF form. And next is the quiz section. You can attempt quiz on our application and check that how much banking and economy current affair you can retain. Next is the exam PDF. It is very useful for every exam because we are compiling the current affairs every month under this section. Next is the special current affair. This is again important because special type of some schemes or special type of some budget or the economic survey is provided under this section. We are providing detailed budget and detailed economic survey. It means the important facts related to budget and economic survey, and we are also providing the expected questions which can come in your exam. Next is the state current affair. The thing is that so many students are preparing for the national exams like SSC, banking exam, but they are also preparing for their particular state exam. So that's why we are also providing the state current affair, and we are covering every state and every union territory. So it is very useful. And we are providing all these things like daily current affairs, weekly, monthly, and all these smart PDFs are provided only under one subscription. You don't have to need buy different subscription. You have to just buy one subscription. So first of all, you have to download our application, and you can download from the description box link. And after login, click on the crack current affair section, and you can buy for 1 year as well as for 2 years. Both the subscription prices as well as 1 year and 2 year is very much low. And if you see the price, you will definitely surprise. And on that minimal price, we are providing 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, then you will get definitely 10% extra discount. So let's start today's section, that is 6th and 7th of April 2021. But I'm again requesting you guys, you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform. And our likes target is 700 plus. So we have to achieve this, and you have to support us. And guys, let's start today's current affair with the most important question section. And here is the first question. Who won, or which player won men's single in 2021 Miami Open? So the most important keyword here is the Miami Open, and This Miami Open, also known as Miami Masters. So remember, this is also known as Miami Masters 2021, and it took place at the Hard Rock Stadium. Hard Rock Stadium in United States of America from 22nd of March to 4th of April 2021. And who won in the men's singles? And answer of this question is Hubert Hurkacz. So remember, Hubert Hurkacz, and he belongs to which country? He belongs to Poland. So guys, remember, you have to remember the country name. But first of all, you have to remember the player name, that is Hubert Hurkacz, and he belongs to which country? Poland. And he defeated Jannik Sinner. He defeated the B option, it means Jannik Sinner, and Jannik Sinner belongs to which country? He belongs to Italy. He belongs to Italy. And the next option you are seeing here, the Rafael Nadal, the one and only player, especially for the French Open. You have to remember the Rafael Nadal, but we are currently talking about French Open 2020. Rafael Nadal from Spain won this title in 2020. So remember, French Open 2020 won by the Rafael Nadal. And next is the Dominic Thiem. He belongs to which country? He belongs to Austria. And he won which game of 2020? He won US Open 2020. So guys, you have to remember who won the Miami singles in men's category. Hubert Hurkacz. In the French Open 2020, it is Rafael Nadal, and he belongs to Spain. And Dominic Thiem belongs to Austria, and he won the US Open 2020. So you have to remember this. Now we can move to the women category. So here is the question: who won women's singles in 2021 Miami Open? So again, we are talking about the Miami Open, and it is also known as the Miami Masters. So answer of this question is very simple, Ashleigh Barty. So you have to just remember the player's name, Ashleigh Barty, and she belongs to which country? She belongs to Australia, not Austria. Remember, she belongs to Australia. And she defeated which player? She defeated Bianca Andreescu. And Bianca belongs to which country? Bianca belongs to Canada. But runner-up country is not so much important. I am just telling you that you have to remember the player name. That is Bianca Andreescu belong to Canada. But just remember who won women's category in Miami Open 2021. Next name is Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek belongs to which country? She belongs to Poland. And she won recently French Open in women's category 2020. So guys, remember, French Open men's category won by the Rafael Nadal, and French Open women category won by the Iga Swiatek. And next is the Naomi Osaka. Belongs to which country? Naomi Osaka belongs to Japan. And she won the single titles in the women category in US Open. Again, you have to remember, in the men's category it was Dominic Thiem, and in the female category, on the women category, it is Naomi Osaka. So we covered 3 tournaments today. One is the Miami, second is French Open 2020, next is the USA Open or US Open 2020. So these 3 tournaments you have to remember. In other day we will definitely discuss about the Wimbledon and the Australian Open. So guys, you have to remember this. And recently a ranking was released by the Tennis Federation, and who is the number 1 player in the men's category? Number 1 player in the men's category, guys, Novak Djokovic. Remember, Novak Djokovic. And second rank goes to Daniil Medvedev. Remember this. And in the women's category, the first rank goes to Ashleigh Barty. Ashleigh Barty belongs to Australia. And second rank goes to Naomi Osaka. Now we can move to the next question, and you can see in the picture that Poland's Hubert Hurkacz won the men's title, and in the women's category it was Ashleigh Barty from Australia, and you can also see in this category. So guys, it is a hard court tournament. And guys, remember other tournaments, like you can see Australian Open is there. Australian Open play on the hard court. Remember, hard court. Next is the French Open, and the master of the French is Rafael Nadal, and French is basically a clay court. Remember, French is a clay court because master of clay court is Rafael Nadal. And guys, next is Wimbledon. Wimbledon is basically played on the grass, so it is a grass court. And next is US Open. US also played on the hard court. So you have to remember this. Now we can move to the next question. Who is appointed as the new mission director of Atal Innovation Mission? Most important thing under this question is this Atal Innovation Mission. This was launched by Niti Aayog in 2016. And why this Atal Innovation Mission was created? It is just to create a problem-solving, innovative mindset among the students by creating an ecosystem of entrepreneurship in universities, research institutions in collaboration with the private and the micro, small and medium enterprises sector. So it is just to create a problem-solving, innovative mindsets among the students. And it was launched in 2016 by the Niti Aayog. Remember, by Niti Aayog. And guys, Niti Aayog CEO is Amitabh Kant. Amitabh Kant. And who is the vice president or the deputy president or the deputy chairman? Vice president is Dr. Rajiv Kumar, because chairman is only Prime Minister. Prime Minister is Narendra Modi. And guys, remember this Atal Innovation Mission, when started in 2016, the first director in 2017 was appointed. And the name was Ramanan Ramanathan, or you can just remember the Ramanan Ramanathan. So this is the name. You have to remember this. So he was serving from 2017 to 2021. Now, after the retirement of this Ramanan Ramanathan, second person was appointed as the Atal Innovation Mission Director, and name is the Dr. Chintan Vaishnav. So you have to just remember, this is the most important question I am telling you, and this question can come by 100% chances. So you have to remember this. Who is the new mission director? That is Chintan Vaishnav. And who was the former and the only mission director till date? That was Ramanan Ramanathan. And guys, other appointments you can see in the options that are again also very important. One is the R.S. Sharma. Very important. He was recently appointed as the CEO of Ayushman Bharat scheme. Ayushman Bharat scheme, that is the largest health scheme all over world. Ayushman Bharat scheme. Anisha, recently appointed as MD and CEO of Mahindra and Mahindra. You have to remember this. Ajay Mathur, again a very renowned name. He was recently appointed as the Director General of International Solar Alliance, that was created by India and the France. International Solar Alliance. So all things I'll remember. I have to remember. I am repeating again. R.S. Sharma was recently appointed as the CEO of Ayushman Bharat. Anisha, MD and CEO of Mahindra and Mahindra. Chintan Vaishnav, second mission director of the Atal Innovation Mission. And next is the Ajay Mathur, Director General of International Solar Alliance. And you can see the picture of the Chintan Vaishnav, Dr. Chintan Vaishnav, appointed as the Atal Innovation Mission Mission Director. And remember the name. This is very, very and most important. We can move to next question. Kosovo's parliament elected which person as its new president for the time period of 5 years? And I am giving you a hint that this person was firstly appointed as the temporary president of this country that named as the Kosovo. So guys, you have to remember about the country and the capital and the currency. And guys, remember Kosovo was under Serbia, and Kosovo got independence in 2008 from Serbia. And who was the first prime minister of this country? And first prime minister of this country was Hashim. Remember Hashim Thasi or Thaki. You have to just remember, my pronunciation can be wrong, but you have to remember just the name Hashim. So why I am telling you the first prime minister of this country? Because he was the president before newly appointment of president. So guys, remember this new person replaced this Hashim Thaki as a president, and he was the president of this country from 2016 to 2020, November 2020. And from November 2020, a temporary president was appointed, and in March 2020, temporary president time period was also over. So that's why a permanent president was elected, and name is Vjosa Osmani Sedriu. So remember the name, Vjosa Osmani Sedriu. So this is the name, and you have to remember. So what is the capital of Kosovo? And you can see the picture of this lady, Vjosa Osmani, and Kosovo gets the new president. You have to just remember the picture also, because you can recall at your exam. So capital of Kosovo, you can see in the picture, Kosovo is there. Yeah, this is the you can see Italy. This is Italy. This is Mediterranean Sea. You can see here, and this is Kosovo. So Kosovo's upper side is Serbia. So Kosovo got independence in 2008 from Serbia. So that's why Kosovo became a newly independent country in 2008. And guys, remember what is the capital? Capital is Pristina. And what is the currency? Currency is Euro, because it comes under the European Union. So guys, let's go to the other options like Mario Draghi. So it is again very important name. Why? Because he was recently appointed as Prime Minister of Italy. Prime Minister of Italy. Remember the name. Kaja Kallas, very important personality, and 99% chances that this question can come. And she was elected as the first female Prime Minister of Estonia. first female Prime Minister of Estonia. Next is Florin Situ, and he was elected as the Prime Minister of Romania. So guys, remember the other appointments also. Mario Draghi, Prime Minister of Italy, Kazakhstan, very important appointment. First Prime Minister of Estonia, first female Prime Minister of Estonia. Florin Situ, Prime Minister of Romania, and Vjosa Osmani, President of Kosovo. So guys, remember all these things which I told you. Now we can move to the next question. Which country has registered the world first vaccine for animals against COVID-19? So it is the first time that COVID vaccine was prepared only for the animals, not for the humans. And this country also prepared the human vaccine, and they prepared 3 types of the human vaccines. So I am telling you the name of the human vaccines of this country, and name of these vaccines are, so this is very famous. The vaccine name is Sputnik, and next is Apivac Corona, and next is Covivac. So remember this VAC word. VAC stands for vaccination. Sputnik is very famous, and this vaccine, these 3 vaccines are basically, your Sputnik vaccine belongs to which country? This belongs to Russia. So guys, recently they registered the world first vaccine for the animals, and name of this world's first animal vaccine against the COVID-19 is Carnivac-Cov. Remember, Carnivac-Cov. And the examiner can ask the name of the vaccine also, Carnivac-Cov. So remember, and it is Russia. And guys, remember the other countries, because these countries were in news. Qatar hosting the FIFA World Cup of 2022. You have to remember this. Uzbekistan is hosting boxing championship, men's boxing championship of 2023, not the 2021. Boxing men's World Cup or championship of 2023 is hosted by Uzbekistan or Tashkent. If the examiner is asking about current year, that is 2021, then it is Serbia. Men's, I am talking about men's boxing championship. If the examiner is asking about the women boxing championship of 2021, because 2023 of women's championship was not declared, so that's why 2021 it can be asked that this year it is hosting by Poland. So guys, remember, women boxing championship of 2021 hosted by Poland, 2021 men's boxing championship hosted by Serbia, 2023 Uzbekistan, Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup. Now we can move to the next question, and it is the very important question section. But I am again telling you, students, you have to like this video. We have a target of 700 plus. You have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel if you're new on this platform. So guys, let's start the very important question, and here is the first question. India's first Union Minister of Environment and member of Legislative Assembly from Gujarat passed away. What is the name of this person? So guys, the most important thing under this question, that first Union Minister of Environment, and I am giving you a hint that this environment ministry was created between 1980 to 84 at the time period of Indira Gandhi. Remember, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister from 1980 to 84, and 84 she was assassinated. But remember, this was created by Indira Gandhi. And who was the first Union Minister of Environment? And first Union Minister is Digvijay Singh Zala. Remember, Digvijay Singh Zala. He started his political career after independence in 1962, when he got elected as an independent candidate in Gujarat Legislative Assembly. And after that, he elected as a member of Legislative Assembly from the Svatantrata Party in 1967. After that, he joined the Congress, and he became the member of Parliament from the Congress seat in Surendranagar constituency for 2 years. It means for not 2 years, for 2 terms, like 1979 to 1989. It means for the 10 years. It means not for the 2 years. It is for the 2 terms. And he served as the first environment minister from 1982 to 1984 for 2 years, because the cabinet basically dissolved due to Indira Gandhi ji assassination, because he comes under the Indira Gandhi ji cabinet ministry, and Indira Gandhi ji was prime minister from 1980 to 1984. He authored one book. The name of the book is The Eco Vote. And this book is related to the global environment. So guys, remember all the things which I told you about the Digvijay Singh Zala, and he was also the head of the erstwhile princely state of Vankaner. Vankaner is also in which state? Vankaner is currently in Gujarat. Now we can move to the next question, but you can see the picture of the Digvijay Singh Zala, and just remember the keyword, that first Union Minister of Environment. Now next question is, Japanese Nobel laureate Isamu Akasaki passed away. So guys, remember the name is Samu Akasaki, and he belongs to which country? He was belonged to Japan. He won Nobel Prize in which field? I am giving you hint. He won the Nobel Prize in 2014, and he won the Nobel Prize for discovering the blue LED. Blue LED, like light emitting diode. So if I am talking about the blue LED, then it means he won the Nobel Prize in Physics in year of 2014. Just remember, he won the Nobel Prize in Physics, and name of this person is Isamu Akasaki, and he belongs to which country? He was belong to Japan country, because the invention of efficient blue LED has contributed to the bright and energy saving white LED light sources known as the LED lamps. So that's why this invention is very, very important. So guys, you can also remember 2020 physics Nobel laureate, and this year 3 persons won the Nobel Prize in physics. The names are Roger Penrose. Next is Reinhard Genzel, Reinhard Reinhard Genzel, and next is Andrea Ghez. So remember the name, Andrea Ghez. So these 3 persons won the Nobel Prize in physics in 2020. Why they won the Nobel Prize in physics? Because this Andrea Ghez and Reinhard Genzel won this Nobel Prize for the discovery of supermassive compact object at the center of our galaxy. And this Roger Penrose won this award for the discovery that black hole formation is a robust prediction of the general theory of relativity. So that's why these 3 persons won the physics Nobel Prize in 2020. So guys, remember all the things which I told you, and now you can see the picture of the Isamu Akasaki, and inventor of the first efficient blue light, and dies at the age of 92. Now we can move to the next question. The National Maritime Day is annually observed across India on which day? So guys, the most important keyword here is it is the National Maritime Day, not the International Maritime Day. So guys, remember, National Maritime Day is celebrated across India. It is just to create awareness about intercontinental commerce and the economy of every country. But we are talking about India. So it is just to create awareness about the intercontinental commerce and the economy of the country. And 2021 marks the celebration of the 58th edition of the National Maritime Day. What is the theme? You have to remember, sustainable shipping beyond COVID-19. Shipping beyond COVID-19. So guys, remember the theme of the National Maritime Day. It can be asked. It is one of the very, very important question. And the first edition of this National Maritime Day was celebrated in 1964. On which day? It was celebrated on 5th of April. So it means this year we also celebrated National Maritime Day on the 5th of April. And the most key organization of this day is at the international level is IMO. International Maritime Organization. And where is the headquarter of IMO? Headquarter is in London. So guys, don't forget about the headquarter, because maximum students are thinking that organization is starting with O and ending with O, starting with I and ending with O. Headquarter is in Geneva, but it is wrong. Some organization starting with I and ending with O has a headquarter in London and the other places. So guys, don't use trick and trial method. Just remember, IMO headquarter is in London, International Maritime Organization. And guys, remember one most important thing under this question, that why this day is celebrated on the 5th of April. Because on 5th of April 1919, it marked the beginning of the Indian shipping when SS Loyalty, this is the name of the ship, SS Loyalty, the first ship of the steam navigation company, sailed from Mumbai to London. It means from India to London. So guys, remember, first ship name of India to London is SS Loyalty, and it started in 1919 and on the same day, 5th of April. So guys, you have to remember, and you can also remember that recently in March 2021 that Bhagat Singh Kishori, who is the governor of Maharashtra, inaugurated the Merchant Navy Week, and it started on 31st of March and it ended on the 5th of April. Because on the 5th of April we are celebrating the National Maritime Day. So remember all these things. And one again very important thing, that there is a body that is related to maritime, or you can say the shipping, that is Directorate General of Shipping. And who is the head? It means who is the Director General of this shipping? Amitabh Kumar. Headquarter is in Mumbai. So answer of this question is 5th of April. So many things you can remember under this question. So it is the National Maritime Day, 5th of April 2021. Next question. Which organization developed advanced chef technology to safeguard naval ships from missile attacks? So the most important keyword is the shaft technology. You have to remember this shaft technology. So, in simple words, you can say that this shaft technology to safeguard naval ships from the missile attack. It is basically an electronic counter measure technology used by armed forces to protect their naval ships by distracting the enemy's radar and radio frequency missile seekers. And answer of this question is DRDO. So, guys, remember DRDO, that is. Defense Research and Development Organization, and who is the head? G. Satish Reddy. And where is the headquarter? Headquarter is in New Delhi. Don't confuse with the ISRO, because ISRO headquarter is in Bengaluru and ISRO's head is KC1. But DRDO headquarter is in New Delhi and head is G. Satish Reddy. And you can also see in the picture that this is MRCR. MRCR stands for medium range shaft rocket, SRC and CR stands for short range shaft rocket, and LRCR stands for long range shaft rockets. And it means there are three variants of the shaft technology. So it is just to safeguard the naval ships from the missile attack. And you can see here it is developed by the DRDO. And this shaft technology was tested in the Arabian Sea on the Indian naval ship. And it is an electronic countermeasure technology used by the armed forces to protect their naval ships by distracting the enemy radar and radio frequency missile seekers. Because this shaft is like a thin pieces of aluminium, plastic, or the glass fibers are dispersed in air by aircrafts of other targets, which appears as a cluster of primary target on the radar screens or swamps the screen with multiple returns and confuses the adversaries. So this is the main function of this shaft technology. So guys, remember about ISRO, remember about DRDO. You can also remember the other questions, like here is the BAC and HAL. HAL is the very important organization for the defense system, because HAL is producing so many things in the defense sector. HAL stands for the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, and where is the headquarter? Headquarter is in Bengaluru. And BAC stands for the Baba Atomic Research Center, and where is the headquarter of Baba Atomic Research Center? Headquarter is in Trombay. Trombay is in Mumbai. Trombay is in basically Maharashtra, you can say, in Mumbai. So its head of the BAC is Dr. Ajit Mohanty. Ajit Mohanty. So guys, remember all these things. Now we can move to the next question. Who launched Sankalp Se Siddhi, a village digital connect drive? So guys, remember the most important thing under this question is Sankalp Se Siddhi, and it is a village and digital connect drives. It is specially for the tribal people. This is important. So guys, what is the main motive behind the launching of this Sankalp Se Siddhi? The main aim of this drive to transform the tribal ecosystem across the country and active the Vandhan Vikas Kendras in all tribal villages. So the most important thing under this question is this Vandhan Vikas Kendras, because this Vandhan Vikas Kendras are started by the center government in 2018, and it is basically a component of MSP for MFP. Minimum support price for the minor forest produce for the forest dwellers, or you can say the tribal people. So it will enhance their income, because the scheme led to the set up the tribal community owned Vandhan Vikas Kendras in the forest tribal districts. So it will provide the skill upgradation and also the capacity building training, and they will also marketing the products of the tribal people. So it is a 100% central sponsored funded scheme, and it is launched with the help of the TriFed. So that's why this Sankalp Se Siddhi is also a program launched by the TriFed. What is the full form of TriFed? TriFed stands for the Tribal Cooperative Marketing Development Federation of India. And who is the head of the TriFed? Head of the TriFed is Praveer Krishna. Praveer Krishna. So I will cover one most important thing about the Praveer Krishna, but first of all, let's see about the Sankalp Se Siddhi program. So you can see here, TriFed launched Sankalp Se Siddhi Village and the Digital Connect Drive. It is a 100-day program. You have to just remember the first keyword, 100-day program, and it will start from the April 1, 2021, and it will cover 1500 villages. So these three things you have to remember, and especially for the UPSC students, that it is a 100-day drive, and it will start on the 1st of April, and it will cover 1500 villages, and its main aim to just activate the Vandhan Kendras in all the tribal districts of India, not for the one particular state or the district. Once the this Vandhan Vikas Kendras are activated in 1500 villages through drive, rupees 200 crore sales is target during the next 12 months, because they will campaign the products made by the tribal peoples, or you can say they will provide the skill training, or they will also try to build the capacity. So that's why by total 200 crore income can be generated by in the next 12 months by these tribal people or by these Vandan Vikas Kendras. And guys, remember this Vandan program also launched the champion state under this program, and the champion state is the northeastern states because maximum tribes are basically located in the northeastern Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh. So these areas are the very vulnerable due to the tribal people. So that's why Manipur emerged as the champion state in the Vandan program, and first Vandan Vikas Kendra was set up in the Bijapur district of the Chhattisgarh. So these two things you have to remember. These are the most important things. Now we are moving to the options. Like I just told you that TriFed chairman is the Pravir, basically managing director is Pravir Krishna, and he won 4 awards in the 19th global edition and the 4th India edition of the World Leadership Congress and Awards, because TriFed won the collective award for excellence in the PSU for investment in the startups under the organizational award category. So guys, remember this organization won the collective award for excellence in the PSUs for investing in the startups under the organizational award category. But personal Pravir Krishna won 3 awards in the individual category. One is the CEO of the year. First, we have to rub this. He won the award for CEO of the year. He also won the award for entrepreneur of the year, and he also won this award for the brand builder of the year. Brand builder of this. So these 3 awards won by the only person that named as Pravir Krishna, and this Pravir Krishna is currently the managing director of this organization known as the TriFed, and 1 award won by the TriFed in the organizational award category for the best PSU for investment in the startups, and this award is known as the 19th global edition and 4th edition of World Leadership Congress and Awards. So remember this thing. And guys, remember about the SIDBI headquarters is in Lucknow, and who is the chairman and MD? That is Mohammad Mustafa. So guys, remember Mohammad Mustafa is the chairman and managing director. SEBI, you all know, SEBI's head is Ajay Tyagi, and SBI, you all know that head is Dinesh Kumar Khara. Now we can move to the next question. Which ministry celebrated Poshan Pakhwada or the Nutrition Fortnight or National Nutrition Mission from March 16 to 31? It means half month of the March is celebrated as the Poshan Pakhwada or the National Nutrition Mission, and it is celebrated in the March of 16 to 31 2021. But it is celebrated by which ministry? It is celebrated by Ministry of Women and the Child Development. Who is currently the Union Minister of Women and Child Development? That is Samriti Irani. And what is the name of Samriti Irani constituency? Samriti Irani constituency is Amethi. I think very simple, because she defeated Rahul Gandhi from the Amethi constituency. That's why Rahul Gandhi comes from the Wayanad constituency. So guys, remember Ministry of Women and Child Development, Samriti Irani, constituency is Amethi. And who is the Minister of State of this Ministry of Women and Child Development? Then answer is Deba Shri Chaudhary. And Lok Sabha constituency is Raiganj, West Bengal, but it is not so much important. Just remember the Union Minister Samriti Irani, and her constituency is Amethi. Next is Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. This is again important because so many students don't know about the constituencies. Like Ministry of Health and Family Welfare basically goes to Dr. Harshvardhan ji, and Dr. Harshvardhan constituency is Chandni Chowk. And Ministry of Tribal Affairs is Arjun Munda. Arjun Munda belongs to Jharkhand, and his constituency is Khunti in Jharkhand. And Ministry of Education, that is Ramesh Pokhriyal constituency is Haridwar is in Uttarakhand, and new Chief Minister of Uttarakhand is Tirath Rawat. Remember these things. And you can see here Poshan Pakhwada celebration, share good nutrition practices and spread awareness about the healthy diet. So it is just to creating awareness on the nutritious diet, and it's important on children, lactating mother and the adolescent child. And guys, remember Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is aiming to launch Poshan Abhiyan for the elderly people, because they also need these nutritious diets. So that's why they are especially launching the Poshan Abhiyan for the elderly people. And guys, remember who is currently the Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. This is again very important news. So you have to remember who is the Union Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment. Social Justice and Empowerment Minister is Thawar Chand Gehlot. And he belongs to Rajya Sabha constituency is Madhya Pradesh. Poshan Abhiyan was launched by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 8th of March 2018 to check the nutritious status of India, and especially to create awareness about the nutrition and their diet status. and it also work in the convergence with the other programs of the government of India, such as the Anganwadi services, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, scheme for the adolescent girls under the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Janani Suraksha Yojana, National Health Mission, and the other schemes which are also related with this Poshan Abhiyan. And remember, it is launched in 2018 by Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Now we can move to the next question. Next question is, which state government and the Vadavani Institute for Artificial Intelligence signed a MOU for developing artificial intelligence solution to assist cotton farmers? So the most important thing here is the artificial intelligence basically used for the cotton farmers, and this artificial intelligence solution will be provided through mobile application and will help farmers to catch pest infestation early and take corrective measures to avoid the significant crop damage, because 90% of the crop damage, especially for the cotton crop, pink and the American bollworms are the two most devastating pests for the cotton crop. Remember this. And this state is Telangana, guys, and Telangana started this artificial intelligence technology or the solution to assist the cotton farmers. And Telangana government is providing this artificial intelligence technology at free of cost with the help of the Google and the other state agencies. And guys, remember, it is delivered only by using the mobile application. It means the cotton farmer which are using the mobile application, then this artificial intelligence solution will be provided free of cost by the Telangana government. So this is again very important because it is provided free of cost. And guys, remember, this is just to help the farmers to catch pest infestations early and take corrective measures to avoid the significant crop damage. And it is launched by the Telangana at free of cost and delivered using the mobile application, and the project is supported by the Google. This thing you have to remember. And the pink and American bollworms are the most two devastating pest for the cotton crop, and this artificial solution is capable of predicting pink and the American bollworm infestation with an accuracy of over 90%. And guys, remember, cotton in India is the world largest cotton producer after USA and China. First is on China, second is on USA, and third is India. And India is in the India's largest crop production is rice, second is wheat, and third largest crop of India is cotton. Cotton soil is also known as the Ragur soil and also known as the black soil. And the famous states for growing cottons are Gujarat, Telangana is there, and second rank goes to Maharashtra. Sometimes Maharashtra on the first, Gujarat on the second, sometimes Gujarat on the first and Maharashtra on the second. And guys, remember, this Vadavani Institute for Artificial Intelligence belongs to Maharashtra. Just remember these things. Other things are not so much important, but you can also remember about Telangana Chief Minister, Telangana Governor, and the National Park in the Telangana. These three things you have to remember. First of all, let's discuss about the Chief Minister and Governor. Chief Minister of Telangana is KC Rao, or you can say the K. Chandrasekhar Rao. And who is the governor? And she is also the governor of the Puducherry, has additional charge. So that's why remember the name Tamilisai Soundrya Ranjan is currently the governor of the Telangana government. And guys, remember, she won recently a very famous award. She won the Top 20 Global Women of Excellence Award of 2021. So remember, Tamilisai Soundrya Ranjan, she also elected as the temporary administrator, or you can say the lieutenant governor of the Puducherry. So this is very important thing. And guys, remember about the national parks in Telangana. So this is again very important. One is very famous, that is Mahavir Harina Vansada National Park in Telangana. Second, you can also remember Murugavani. Murugavani is very famous. It was asked in recently one state exam. Murugavani National Park and Mahavir Harina Vansada National Park, both are situated in Telangana. So these things you have to remember about Telangana. Now we can move to the next section. It is the important question section. Please like this video, and we have to achieve this target 700 plus likes. And guys, please share this video as maximum as possible. Please subscribe our channel if you are new on this platform. So here is the only question which we are discussing in the important section. How much loan has been sanctioned under the Stand-up India scheme since its launch in 2016 according to the Ministry of Finance data? So guys, remember the one important thing under this question, that Stand-up India scheme was launched by the central government in 2016, and it is started under the Department of Financial Services. It means under the Ministry of Finance, Government of India. And the scheme facilitated bank loans between the 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees to at least one scheduled caste or the scheduled tribe borrowers and at least one woman borrowers per bank branch of the scheduled commercial bank. So it means you have to remember 10 lakh to 1 crore rupees, but to at least one SC or the ST borrower, or at least one woman borrower per bank of the scheduled commercial banks. But you have to remember that loans under this scheme are available only for the greenfield project. So this is important. It is only for the environment friendly project, or you can say the greenfield projects. And guys, how much loans are given under this scheme till date? The loans are given under this scheme is 25,586 crore rupees till date. These loans are given to the 1.14 lakh account holders till the 23 March of 2021. It is a data which is released by the Ministry of Finance, and this scheme basically started in 2016, but it is extended till 2025. So this scheme will work till the year of 2025. And guys, you know, Ministry of Finance comes under the Nirmala Sitharaman, and constituency is Karnataka because she belongs to Rajya Sabha. And guys, remember, Minister of State is Anurag Singh Thakur, and he is a Lok Sabha member, and constituency is Hamirpur. So you can see here, Stand Up India, Endeavour and Prosper, more than 25,586 crore loans sanctioned in 5 years. So you have to just remember this scheme. Now we can move to the one-liner important point. Here is the first point. APSEZ. APSEZ stands for the Adani Port Special Economic Zone. Acquired the remaining 25% stake in the Krishnapatnam port of rupees 2,800 crore. So guys, another port which is bought by the Adani Port Special Economic Zone. Recently, they bought the Gangavaram port, and almost 31% stake is bought by the Adani Ports. And Gangavaram port is also in Andhra Pradesh, and this Krishnapatnam is also in Andhra Pradesh. And in October 2020, they bought 75% stake in the Krishnapatnam port, but now they again purchased 25% remaining stake. It means now 100% stake owned by the Adani Port Special Economic Zone. Next is the Government of India uses RAS platform. We covered this question so many times, so it is now not so much important. Next is Venkaiah Naidu released the book Nili Marani, My Mother, My Hero by Dr. Ashutya Samanta. So just remember this name, Nili Marani. Nili Marani Samanta was a social activist who was instrumental in transforming the remote and backward areas of the Odisha into a smart village and modern panchayats and modern amenities facilities. So these are basically provided or established by the Nili Marani Samanta, and she is mother of very famous personality, that is Dr. Ashutya Samanta. Dr. Ashutya Samanta was a member of parliament, basically as a member of Rajya Sabha from the Biju Janata Dal, or the, you can say, the BJD party from 2018 to 2019. But in 2019 election, he won the 17th Lok Sabha seat from the Kandhamal constituency of Odisha, and he is currently the Lok Sabha member. So guys, remember just the name of the book, that is Nili Marani, and it is written by the Dr. Ashutya Samanta. Next, Nguyen Xuan Phuc, sworn in as the president of Vietnam, and Pham Minh Chinh, elected as the prime minister of Vietnam. How you can remember these names? So just mark my words, that this Pham and this word Minh. Pham Minh, P from the first, M again from the first, this stands for PM. So it means he was appointed as the Prime Minister of Vietnam. Another person, Nguyen Xuan or Xuan Phuc, elected as the President of Vietnam. So guys, you can remember only by using this trick, that is PM means Prime Minister. It means Pham Minh is elected as the Prime Minister of Vietnam. Vietnam capital is Hanoi, and Vietnam currency is Dong. Vietnam is Dong. Next, we covered this Poshan Pakhwada celebrated from 16th to 31st March 2021 by the Union Ministry of Women and Child Development. Next, Harshvardhan approved National Policy for Rare Diseases 2021. I will cover this whole National Policy for Rare Diseases in 8 to 10 minutes, because we recently started a new initiative, and it is started by the Affairs Cloud, that we will cover very, very important news, or the most important news, just within 8 to 10 minutes. So we started this 10-minute series, and we will cover this National Policy for Rare Diseases in that video. So guys, now we can move to the question of the day, and it is the question of the 4th and 5th. The temperature of a liquid is 32 degree Fahrenheit, and what is the temperature in the Celsius scale? So I told you a hint for this question. I told you basically a formula for this, and formula was Fahrenheit is equal to 1.8 degrees Celsius plus 32. So it means if we are talking about it is 32 degree, then it will become 0, and 1.8 degrees Celsius. It means in Celsius it will become the 0 degree. So guys, remember the answer of this question is B, and so many students are right because this question is very, very famous. The formula to convert temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius is given like this, and the equivalent of 32 degree Fahrenheit is Celsius scale will be equal to 0. So guys, remember this. This is very, very important question. Now we can move to the question of the day, and it is again very simple question. Which of the following groups of the rivers have their source of origin in Tibet? So we are talking about only the Tibet and origination point of the rivers of the Tibet. So guys, you have to tell me which group of rivers starting from the Tibet area. So guys, you have to only answer in the comment box, but I am waiting your likes because we have a target of 700 plus likes. You have to subscribe this channel. You have to share as maximum as possible because we need your strong support. And guys, please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in general awareness section if you are reading our current affairs from the PDFs. And you can subscribe our PDFs from our application, and link of application is given in the description box. After downloading, you can subscribe for 1 year as well as for 2 year, and the price of this 1 year and 2 year subscription is very much low, and you can purchase at very minimal cost, and on that minimal cost we are providing 10% extra discount. If you use this code ASH10, then you will get definitely 10% extra discount. So guys, I am always saying you that don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Always be happy. Happiness is the key of success. And guys, thank you for watching this video, and take care. Bye bye.